And hello. Good evening, good morning, good day, however we're going to call this, at whatever time that you're watching this, honey. Whether you're watching it live, or if you're catching it in the archive somewhere, on whatever platform that we decide to share this on, be it I'm coming on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all those kinds of things. So hello to all of you out there. What's going on with you? How was your day, honey? How was your Super Bowl, child? We done got through this fucking Super Bowl weekend and thing, child. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I'm not going to talk about the game because I didn't follow the game and carrying on. I'm coming in from another angle. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a minute. But a lot of you are coming up in here. Oh my God, I thank all of you. Baby, okay, y'all must have been waiting for this. I thank all of you for coming up in here. Come on, babies. What you know no good, children? What you say? Okay, I'm just saying, hey, babies, what's going on? Good evening, hello, Rusty. You know what? I need to call you, honey, on the real serious issue. I need to talk to you. I need you to do me a favor. I don't want it. We'll talk, okay? We'll talk. Okay, Clyde Hopper, Detroit, what's going on? How are you? Thanks for coming in. John and Lupaka, Tracy, Ruben, Marco, Larry, Brian, Donald, and Cleve. Okay, and more of you are still coming in. Fabulous. Well, let me get on to this because I want to share my thoughts, honey. Welcome to another installment, darling. This is the Donut Factory Chronicles. And why is it the Donut Factory Chronicles? Because, darling, I'm here at the factory, child. Time to make the donuts, baby. So in between time and all of that, we're going to give you a couple of commentaries, or my commentary on a couple of issues, rather, that's going on here in the world today. Now, oh, wait a minute. Don't look like I got it. I see this little shiny spot. I thought it was hair, honey, but okay. Anyway, yeah, bells and whistle time. I can get distracted kind of cutely. But in any event, before we get started, let me put down here in the comments, honey, for those of you who wish to follow me or whatever, please go to my website at www.dishingtea.com to find out everything you need to know about Dishing Tea with Big Meach, my radio show that comes on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Blog Talk Radio Network. This coming Wednesday, we got Omar Gooding coming on the show. Yes, So make sure y'all check that out. Okay, and then you can find out about my books, my oils, my fragrance line, honey, Sensuality. Okay, so you can find out all about that at the website, okay, www.dishingtea.com. Please like, share, subscribe, honey, to all of my platforms and carrying on, and we will get into that. So many of you are here, so let's get started. If you're following me earlier on my wall, I told y'all there was 3 issues that I wanted to discuss, and maybe more, but we're going to get into this. The first one is, child, our sister Monique, child. Okay, now y'all know over the last 365 days, maybe a little longer, honey. You know, Monique has just been in the news, and her press has not been cute. Okay. And I'm going to say I'm one of the children, honey, who made sure her press was not cute, because I personally believe that the road that she decided to take is not necessarily the right road, okay? At least in my opinion. Now, of course, she don't agree because she's still on it, okay? And that's fine. However, I did a video, I called it Right Fight, Wrong Tactics, because I believe her fight is right. What she's fighting for inequality and carrying on and standing up and all of that, I agree 100%. I agree 1,000%. However, the tactics she wishes to use, I disagree with her tactics, 5,000%. I'm like, girl, there's a better way to do this, okay? There's a better way to do this so that you don't come across looking like the damn ogre and the bully and just an angry bitch, okay? Now, How many of you have seen the recent press that she has, where she was in an interview and she has set up and made reference to Whoopi Goldberg, and she felt that during the time that she was, wait a minute, this sourcing is coming from Vulture magazine, and I'm paraphrasing the quote. I'm not directly quoting her. I'm paraphrasing because I'm not reading it right here. I can't use the work computer to pull it up. I got my laptop here, but I didn't feel like pulling it out right now because it's too bulky. And then trying to navigate this phone and all that. So anyway, but according to the interview that she did with the Vulture magazine, online magazine or whatever, basically she in a roundabout ways said that when she was on The View about the inequality issue with Netflix and carrying on, and everybody thought that she and Whoopi Goldberg were beefing, and she said, no, we don't have a beef. She says, but she's realized that her sister just didn't see her, because she said Whoopi told her that, girl, you need to stop worrying about that little girl that ain't here yet and start worrying about yourself. And so she said in that moment, she realized that Whoopi was not, for her. She didn't have my back and this, that, and the other. And so she said, she looked over that and she realized that Whoopi was the help. And she said she's always been the help. And she said, I say that humbly. She kills me when she says that. Okay. And what she said she meant by that is, because she said Whoopi Goldberg has never executively produced anything. And that, she's always been the help, just the hired help, to get the bag and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, ooh, okay, interesting. Then there's another report that says that she did a taping of the Steve Harvey show, and that the audience members there saying that, she had threatened to slap Steve, and they got into this little fight or something on the set and carried on because they said it had got heated and blah, 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 right? And I said, now that particular story there, I have to wait to see that one, because I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. And let me start at the top, and I'm going to work my way through. But Monique is really, 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 really interesting. Now, I have gone through, and when she got the Las Vegas residency and carrying on, I was one of the first ones to sit down there and to tweet and to do, my little thing. I said, now, Miss Singh, this is how you win. Okay? This is how you win. This is how you sit down there and make the naysayers and stuff, make them know that you are still credible. You are able to do what you need to do to take care of your business. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that, good. This is going to be wonderful press. She can then take this and catapult herself into another area. You know what I'm saying? And, open up the horizons a little bit, because she's coming off of bad press. Well, goddamn it. Here she go again. Now, I put up on my wall, was it yesterday or the day before, she did another interview where she's saying that, what can make this right? Because she's still going back to this shit with Oprah, Lee, and Tyler, and this, that, and the other. And she's like, well, what can make this right is if she, hold on. What do you want? Yeah, it's just me. I think you could, yeah. Okay, y'all know I'm at the Donut Factory. Okay, but what she's saying is, the only way that this can work and her relationship with Oprah can be redeemed and all this and another is if Oprah invited her and Sydney to do an episode of Super Soul Sunday. Okay? She said, invite me and my husband, along with Tyler and Lee, and a representative for Lionsgate and Steve Harvey. Okay? She said, invite all of them on, and let's have a real conversation. You know, she said, since you're saying this is a super soul Sunday, we're trying to, you know, edify the soul or whatever, let's edify it by telling the truth. And I'm like, okay, you know what, bitch? Now, here we are. And I'm going to say this humbly. Yeah, that was shady. Here's the thing. What you need to talk to Oprah about is personal. Okay? And I had somebody sit down there and they put in on the comment up under that, excuse me, that we should just mind our own business and carry on. You know, y'all still mad at her about this. She was right from the beginning. No, she wasn't. 100% right. She was right from the beginning. Y'all did this and y'all did that and y'all dogged around and carried on, and now you still talking about this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah. And I said this is why Demetrius Dennis Taylor, Big Meach, is talking about her. Because I believe that her message is becoming muddled by her motherfucking drama. Okay? The message that she has, that I hear, is, listen, we as African Americans, black, brown people here, particularly in whatever walk of life that we are, she's speaking for entertainers and carrying on, that inequality does exist. We need to make sure that we get paid what we ought to be paid, and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. You know, based on our resume, our credentials, our this, our that, be paid fairly, and yada, yada, yada. Okay? She also, in that message that I'm hearing, she is saying that, you know, if we had our own producers, directors, distributorships, and those kinds of things, that we would be able to control the narrative. These are my words, because this is what I'm hearing her message to be. If that's the message, she is 5,000% right. That should be what she leads with, right? That should be the story. That should be what everybody's fighting for. That should be what everybody is championing her, you know, championing for her or with her. All of us who say we Team Monique, girl, yeah, that's what we should be championing. But a lot of folks are Team Monique because all they heard were dollar figures and carrying on and feel, oh, well, you should have been paid more, blah, 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 blah. And all y'all hear are dollars. Y'all don't understand the business behind it, okay? And carrying on. If that's the message, then let's lead with that. But here's what's happening. What is happening is you sit up here getting into these fucking pity party fights and carrying on with everybody because you want folks to sit down there and give you a public apology. Now, that's the underline to all this. How come you didn't say this publicly? For 8 years, she said that on The View with Whoopi. For 8 years, my career suffered, and my children, and that we couldn't eat right, and you know, and this and the other. And it's like, bitch, no, get it right. It wasn't 8 years your career suffered, bitch. You just wasn't all. You felt as though that the offers that were coming in were not worthy of you, Oscar winner. And you felt that they were too low and they were disrespectful. And in a lot of ways, I get that. But you can't say that you wasn't offered work or whatever. And on top of who don't executively produce shit, you and your husband have your own production company. What have you been producing that was going to bring in your coin? See, that there is where it is, because where are your executive produced shit that you could throw in everybody's face since you're saying that they haven't executive produced anything? Now, let's look at the track record. She said Whoopi has never executively produced. Well, here's where you need to do your homework, girl. You don't know of One Whole Productions or Whoop Inc. because all of that is Whoopi Goldberg. Now, true enough, she may not have movies that she have executively produced, but she has television and stage. Strong Medicine is a Whoopi Goldberg production. That's executively produced by Whoopi Goldberg. Okay. When she did the Moms May Bleed documentary, that was executively produced by Whoopi Goldberg. When she did the transgender model thing on which channel was that? Oh, it wasn't Bravo. It was Oxygen or something. Okay, when we saw the transgender models and carrying on and that whole reality series or whatever, she produced that. When she had her talk show, remember a long time ago when she had the Whoopi Goldberg talk show, Whoopi was the first black female to be a late night talk show host, which opened up the door for Monique to come in to be the late night talk show host, female. Okay, that was a Whoopi Goldberg produced production. She has a number of things that she has produced that was staged at television. When she had the last time that Whoopi Goldberg did a sitcom, it was called Whoopi. That was hers. She executively produced that. Y'all all know that she executively produced Sister Act on fucking Broadway. That toured. Bitch, what? You talking about she's never executively produced? You got the wrong fight. Now let's go to Hicks Productions. Yes, they have executively produced. They have helped. I think they got producer credit on this Christmas. I think they went in as producers on that. I don't know if they were executive producers, but I think they got producer credits on that. We do know that they were executive producers on Blackbird. Beautiful film. Wonderful film. But it didn't do no money. Blackbird did not do any money at the box office. In fact, it was considered to be a box office flop. Now, granted, she only had a limited amount of theaters. I think she only had maybe 5 or 10 theaters that the movie was in. And it only grossed $78,000. Grossed. Right. $78,000. Okay. Now, you are Oscar winner, and this is something that you executively produced. But Miss Thing, where is your power? See, you harping on shit, and now when we go to try to get your record to go match it with your record is not going to sit down there and give you the power behind the words. You got some experience, yes. You have the experience, darling, and we can't fuck with you for your experience. But with the weight of the words that you're trying to give your power, your resume is not going to give you that as executive producer. When she first started with the Netflix thing, I had told y'all, I said, how many of y'all knew that Monique had a comedy special that was available on Amazon? I had crickets because a lot of people did not know. I said my point exactly. It was on sale. You could buy it for $7.99 or you could rent it for $3.99. I bought it because I'm a Monique fan. I bought it, and it was at that comedy special that the first time I heard of her having a beef with Oprah. Okay? So I'm like, oh, okay, it was funny and carrying on, but, you know, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize this was a thing. Okay? So now you want to talk about executively producing. Now, when she did Monique's Fat Chance, you know, that was her thing. You know, she was executive producer on that. And I don't think, no, Hicks Productions, I don't think was up and running then, because she and Sydney, I don't think were married at that time. But I don't know if Hicks Productions was up and running. But I know Monique had executive producers on that because that was her baby, Monique's Fat Chance, when she did the two rounds of it or whatever. So she has executive producer credits. But what do they weigh to? What is that? Okay, when they did the Monique show, the talk show, I believe that after it aired, I think she ended up becoming executive producer of that. Okay, and BET was the distributor, or whatever, and so they ended up pulling out because hell, I guess it was rumored. I don't know why. It was rumored that she wanted some more money, especially after the Oscar, and it was a whole big to do. And that was the very first time that we started hearing about her being difficult to work with. Okay, so we got all of this here, and sister, you sitting up here wanting to sit down and start trouble with everybody, and it's becoming trouble. You may say, and she likes to say that she's telling the truth. All we're doing is having a conversation, and we're telling the truth. Okay? If this is the truth, then bitch, hold on. Because now you're muddling your message with the drama of it. Your message, honey, is clear. Inequality does not work. Inequality does not fit. Beautiful. But bitch, you sitting up here going through all of the changes that you're going through, And so we're missing that because all we're hearing is you being mad with all this other shit over Precious girl that's now 10 years fucking old. And you should be much further along with that. And, like I said earlier, her beef with Oprah is personal. She needs therapy. And I'm going to say that, honey, till she get it. She really needs therapy. Because for those of you who don't know, and I've said this in another video, in fact, I said it in like 3 or 4 different videos, her beef goes back to Oprah. It goes all the way back to when her brother was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, admitting that he had sexually assaulted her or molested her. Okay? Now, what she's mad at Oprah about is she says that she had agreed to say, you know, okay, if my brother come on there, that's fine. But she says she did not know that her mother and father were going to be on the show as well. Now, there was some bad blood between mom and daddy and her, and she felt she was blindsided. She had an opportunity to tell that to Oprah. And Oprah sat up there and she felt she gave her a half-assed apology by saying, if you feel that I've wronged you, then I apologize. And come to find out, that's the same apology that her brother gave her, over the assault and the molestation. So now we're dealing with a woman, honey, who has been looking up to her hero or her shero, and now have feel as though she's been violated all over again, okay, because of something so personal. Now, I can get that. In fact, I empathize with her with that, because if that's how she feels, that's how she, feelings are real. People hear me clearly. Feelings are always real. You can't help how you feel. You can help how you react to the feeling. And Monique's reaction to it has been knee-jerking, and she has been a complete and utter bitch ever since. Okay? And everything that has been coming out of her mouth, the intention, when she sits down and talks calmly, the intention is to have a discussion and a conversation, and to be honest and truthful. But what ends up happening is we lose all of that because, Miss Thing, you end up letting all your hurt and all that come out, and then it becomes drama. Okay? It becomes drama. Because now, for you to sit down there and to release the tapes that you and Tyler and them talked about it when y'all had your little phone conversation, that wasn't professional at all. What the fuck are you doing releasing tapes, girl? Trying to prove a point because you're ready for somebody to go public. Okay, you want them, well, hell, bring us on the show, Oprah. We can talk and do this because you want a public apology. Now, do you blame her? Part of me say, no, I can't, because you saying publicly, I was this and I was that. I was hard to work with. I was, So she's like, if you did that publicly, then clear my name publicly. I'm here. I can handle that. But now I'm saying the tactics that you're using, girl, you fucking up your win, okay? You just got this fabulous residency, honey, okay? That's open-ended. Miss Thing, you could be there for as long as you want to. So you say the people that sat up there and told you, bitch, you got this as long as you want to play. What? Girl, what? And you so busy, you can't even focus on this because you still want that fucking public apology. Girl, put that in the show like you did every damn thing else. Put it in the show. Put it in the show. Okay, where you could get paid for it. Because right now, ain't nobody paying you to come on these damn shows for a fucking interview. You trying to promote Las Vegas and you still talking about some public apology. Girl, come on. Shit. I'm like, damn, you are not at it again, are you? And some folks are saying, well, hell, she should be, let her get what she deserves and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, Miss Thing, but you're missing the bigger point. At least if there's something that we're missing, then you're doing a badass job with sharing to us what it is we should know. Mo, come on, girl. Damn. Okay? It seems as though you starting to burn a fucking bridge, child, and that's not cute. That ain't cute. That ain't cute. What y'all got to say? Let me come up in here because I see some more folks that came up and said a few things. So let me acknowledge you guys for coming up in here. Tracy, you say, hey, Meach, hey, what's going on, baby? Lupaka, you here? John, and carrying on. Ruben is in here. Dion, what's that? Mr. Fitz, I can't pronounce your first name right. And D'Antoine. Oh, okay, that's it. D'Antoine. Okay. Lania, hey, baby, what's going on? Mitchell, you done came up in here. Sandra, and Charles, and Michael, Ricky, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, what's going on with you? I ain't seen you and whatever. You coming back down here to Atlanta anytime soon? Okay. Have y'all started flying back down here yet? Mike is in here. Larry LeBron. Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing? David, what's going on? Terry. Hey, Terry. What's going on, Terry? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a minute. Sherry. Hey, what's going on, Miss Addison? Go ahead on. Singing girl. Howard is up in here. Storm is here. Hubert is here. David is here. Hello there to you, Hubert. Ricky, Derek, Rick, Stephen, Hans, Kenneth, and Jack. Okay. So all you guys have to just come up in here and all of that. So put your comments down here in the beginning and on this whole thing about Monique, honey. I'm really over all that, okay? Because I just wish that all this would come together, you know, and she could bask in the wind. She got a real cute wind right now that could restart and jumpstart her into getting her back into where she is. I want to see her back on the movie screen. You know, and so she can exercise her acting chops, because I believe she has the potential to be a Viola, or actually it'd be cute to have her and Viola in a movie or something together. Her, Viola, and Angela. Okay? Come on now. You know, Miss Bassett, she can get up there. She exercised those chops, honey, so she can get it. If y'all don't feel as though she earns the Oscar because of the character or whatever, child, okay, then let's give her some more media roles, some serious roles or whatever. I thought she should have got something for Fat Girls, because I thought she was absolutely brilliant in Fat Girls. Okay? But it was a comedy, and they overlooked that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, I really need for her to come off of this public apology, you know, stance that she's on, and really get down to the issue. She needs some therapy, because she's got to deal with that whole hurt and thing that she's experiencing and want to talk about with Oprah. I really don't believe that needs to be privy to any of us to see and to experience or whatever. I think they need to do that privately, so she could cuss her out like she want to, and they could go back and forth calling each other bitches and hoes and all that. We don't need to see all that. Okay? Let them handle that like sisters. And then when it's all said and done, honey, they could give each other a big old hug and call it grace. Okay? What we got up here, Tracy, you say what? I do think she needs a good therapist. I feel bad for her mental health is important. Exactly. I believe that all day. Okay. Brian, hey, you done came up in here. How you doing? LaRon, you said, well, Me Too Fat Girls was the business. Okay, wasn't it? I thought she was absolutely fabulous in that. Okay. I don't know how autobiographical it was. I don't think that she wrote that. And I got to look at that to see if she was executive producer on that. I think she has producer credits on it, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me. I got to look into that. But nonetheless, that was a brilliant piece of work for her. You know, everything else that she's been in up until then was kind of comedy. You know, Shadow Boxer was good. That was the first movie that she did with Lee Daniels, where she played the crackhead nurse up in there, honey. That was cute, okay? But I think that's when she started, you know, exercising her dramatic chops, you know, fully. And a different character role, you know, because in Fat Girl, she was a comedian who just happened to have a situation. In Shadowboxer, she was a nurse, you know, and it was a whole different kind of character, without the comedy edge or whatever. So, yeah. So yeah, we need to really get into that, okay? Now here, let me switch gears because I want to talk to y'all very seriously about the educational system here in the country. And here in Atlanta, we just had something on the news where a teacher is under fire because it is seen that the teacher was beating the hell out this damn student. And the teacher started punching and beating up the student because the student took a desk and threw the desk at the teacher. Okay? So, the question becomes, you know, all the parents are saying, oh, no, the teacher needs to be fired. They need to be fired. And I'm going to say something real different. I'm going to say not necessarily so. And here's why I say that. Y'all know these badass kids. Number one, the food and shit that we are ingesting, honey, these kids are growing up to where they looking like they big as the fucking teachers. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you got a student or a child that want to come up and challenge you like a motherfucking adult, there is no way on this side of creation that a child is going to come up on me and get to knocking me and slapping me and hitting me. And then that little fucker took a desk and threw a desk at the teacher. You goddamn right, that teacher was supposed to whoop that ass. I don't give a good goddamn yes. In the video, the teacher took that little fucker, pinned him down on the ground, and got to wailing on that bastard. Okay? I said, hell yes. The fuck is wrong with you gonna take and throw a desk at me? And then the parents are sitting up there saying, there was somebody on the news saying, well, you know, that kind of actions, those kind of actions and that kind of behavior shouldn't be tolerated. But the teacher should be setting a better example. The teacher, bitch, you tell. I don't even want to hear that bullshit. Y'all just saying that because y'all was on TV. You saying that because you were on television, child, and y'all want to sit down here and be all politically correct because they couldn't interview me. I'd have said it just like I'm telling y'all. Whoop his ass. There is no way that these damn kids are supposed to get up and act as if they're going to challenge you toe to motherfucking toe. Now, there's one thing when they got that mouth. See, that mouth is one thing. You can send them out the office, down to the principal's office and carry on, get them out the classroom because they done got on your nerve. I got that. I give you that all day. That there is with the teacher showing respect for themselves, showing restraint because you really want to knock the hell out this little bastard. But okay, you going about your business. You know, they got good reads in because the kids love the cap and shit. So they got little reads going and carrying on. Don't embarrass you and shit. You hurt your pride. So you want to whoop their ass. But, you know, you show some restraint. Get them out the class so you don't have to deal with them. Fine. I got that. I understand that. Okay? I even understand that you want to sit down and you know, not necessarily want to do something or whatever, but you know, if you sit down and you go toe to toe verbally, you know, because you're trying to prove a point and carrying on. Or if you just grab them to break up a fight, you know, or you sit down there and you show your restraint and carrying on and blah, blah, blah. If the student come up to you and they open hand hit you on your arm or whatever, throw spit balls and paper balls at you, okay, you don't retaliate then because you're like, okay, you know what, you about to get an ass whooping, you getting on my nerves and blah, blah, blah. You show restraint. But anytime these little bastards get up and got nerve, I mean real nerve, to want to come up in here and want to swing, throw chairs, okay, go toe to toe, slap you in your face and shit, you motherfucking right, you a shit. All bets are off at that particular point. You're not going to sit down here and tell me that as a teacher, you're supposed to sit down there and accept that. Or I'm supposed to just walk out of the office. Walk out into the class, out of the classroom and go get security or something. Hell no. 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 Oh, fuck no. Oh, and that's from the west side of hell, honey, with that bullshit. That is bullshit all day. That is bullshit all day. Shit of bull. How about that? All day. Okay, that's all day. And so now we got all these parents and carrying on that want to come to the defense. Bitch, you know you got a goddamn hellion for a child. Shit, when was the last time you whooped their ass? Okay. Wait a minute. Somebody put in the comments, build a wall. You know what? I'm going to beat your ass. Brian says, build a wall. I'm going to beat your ass. Okay. Oh, women. Lanier said, well, whoop his ass. Exactly. Jackson came in and started watching. Lanier, you said, well, Bernie Mac said it best about these badass kids today. We are some punk-ass parents. Okay, right. How about that? Marty done came in. Haji's up in here. Hey, baby. Okay, Brian, you said, I would sell them. Sell them to who? Okay. Raymond is here. Lanier say, kids come from punk-ass parents and teachers got to deal with the residue of that parental incompetence. You know what? Yeah, I agree with that. John is up in here. Okay. Mitchell say, well, that's why I can't teach. I'm whooping his tail and his daddy. Okay. Oh, he said his tail. Wait a minute. Mitchell, now that's some serious shit. That's a serious ass whooping. Because he said, no, I'm going to whoop his tail. Baby, you finna get all that tailbone. See? Yeah. Okay, see, that's an old-fashioned ass whooping. That's one of them, take them clothes off, because I'm not mad at Steers and Robux, but I'm mad at that ass. I want all that ass. That's what my mama used to say. She used to have us go in the bathroom and stretch across the bathtub and touch the wall. Nothing but ass in the air, child. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. So we had to learn how to do something, honey, because as we got bigger, the bathroom got smaller. So then mama had to go to her fist. And when my mama hit hard, shit. Okay. So we had to, no, we had to stop. Because shit, that wasn't cute. And I saw what she did to my daddy, child. So, no, thank you. Okay. So, when Tracy, you say, well, punch him in the throat. Okay, exactly. Okay, exactly. See, one of the things, see, we're so much into this whole idea. We're so sensitive nowadays, and everybody, you know, they want to be protective. And I think what we have gone into is this whole overprotection of wanting to overprotect our children and say how good of a parent that we are because, oh, it's all about my kids. Don't nobody fuck with my kids and blah, 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 blah. And okay, I could give you that to a point. But it becomes, what is it that you're doing at the home? How is it that you're raising your children? What are you doing to instill value system? I'm not going to say values and morals because that's independently different for each household. But what are you doing to instill values and carry it on into your children? Okay. And then what are you instilling that's going to be universal to where everybody can respect it? Because see, remember, we still got bullies. Bullies is still on the rise. Okay. To where folks can still sit up there and say that you say your kids don't do this or don't do that. Or then again, when you go look at the parents, you see why the child is a bully because the goddamn parents are bullies. So you're instilling this, and then you go into these damn classes and carrying on, or you're not instilling this, and the kids have gone into the streets and have gone into these little gangs or trying to prove something to whatever. And so now they are at a point to where you can't tell them what to do because mama and daddy, well, if mama and daddy are there, you know, they have no control over the kids. So basically they're raising themselves. And so now if they feel as though they've been disrespected, you don't disrespect me. The fuck you know about disrespect, bitch? You know, anytime they feel that they kind of check you or whatever, hell, they feel as though they can do it. Y'all been on YouTube and stuff? They done posted this shit constantly to where you see a lot of these damn fights with kids beating up on teachers and shit. It was one. I felt so sorry for this woman, and there's this big ass girl. I knew she had to have been a lesbian in training or something, because that bitch was a big ass stud girl, okay. And she beat that damn teacher so fucking bad. That bitch, you don't sit up there and talk to me like that. You don't be disrespectful. Who the fuck you think you talking to? And whooped that teacher like that. And the teacher sat up there. She, didn't want to hit the girl back. She trying to abide by the rules. She gonna call security and shit. And then the girls up there hit her again, and then walked out the door. Bullshit. I'd have snatched that bitch. I'd have snatched her by her motherfucking throat and slung that bitch outside the goddamn window. Oh, let me go back to the comments, child. Whew. Brian, you said what? The pussification of America. The pussification of America. Very, very interesting. Dennis, hey, what's going on with you, baby? Anthony, hey, Pumpkin, how you doing? Thanks for coming up in here. Brian, you say, well, let a Catholic priest babysit them. Let a Catholic priest babysit them. That will teach them. You so goddamn stupid, Brian. You dumb. Dennis, you say what? Graham would tell you, quick, get my gun, honey. Okay, okay. Paris is up in here. Okay. Dennis, you say true. Brian, you say what? Hire a bully to kick their ass. They need to eat too. You say hire a bully. You know what? I can't fuck with you no more. Okay, Dennis, you say parents live in fear of children today. The day that happens with me and my classroom, I will have to walk off the job. Okay, okay, now, and see, Ryan, you understand that because you are an instructor. See, and now here's the question though. Tracy, you say I blame the parents. I do too, but hold on, let's go here, because could it be that we have teachers nowadays who are not respecting themselves? And what I mean by that is, are they too busy trying to be friends with the kids? Trying to be too cool, and carrying on to where they lose their respect. And then the kids think that they could just walk over them because they now have this particular, they cool. They could get away with it. They could push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know how we were with our parents. You know what you could get away with. You know what to do and what not to do. And so could that be part of the problem? Is it that that a lot of these teachers may be too close to the students' ages, and they don't have a respect thing there. Shit, we were just smoking a joint just a couple of days ago at the club. Now you coming up here trying to act like you my teacher. Could it be that authority, that sense of authority is lost? Okay. Mitchell, you say what? Like I told my kids, put your hands on me and you become another Ian on the street, and I don't take no L's. Okay, Tony has come up in and, hey baby, what's going on? Brian, you said I'm out, Big Meach, enjoyed the show. Okay, thanks baby for coming up in here. Dennis, you said I would beat that bitch down. Most teachers are doing just that. Okay, hello. Essence has come up in here. Hey, Essence, thanks for watching. Dennis, you said I remind all of the students I teach. I am not your friend. I am your teacher. Okay. Brian, you say teachers are too busy fucking the students. This could be a domestic violence case. Oh. Now you may have said that as a joke, child, but no, you may be onto something. You may be on to something there. Now, that's a cute little spin. Because it is true. We're seeing that more and more. I know down here in Atlanta, we just had, a couple of days ago, a couple of teachers one resigned and carried on, and another one was under investigation. and things for having sex with underage children, and that were their students and carrying on. So then, what do we have here? Because just like he said, you know, if it's proven that they've had some kind of sexual relations and this is an ongoing relationship, then hell, could that be a domestic violence case? See, that's a cute angle, Brian. Very, very cute. You know what? Let's explore that. I would love to sit down there and do some research on that. I need a research team because I don't have time to research like I used to when I was on the debate team. We were constantly in the library researching stuff. I don't have that kind of time. I need a good research team so that we can get into that, because I would love to see the probability of that. Tracy, you say, well, that's possible, but I've seen parents try to be the children's friends too. You know what? Now, here we go. See, you're going into something that is very that way because, child, I am not one who comes from the school of you call your mama or your daddy by their first name. Okay? Now, there are circumstances where I understand why it happens. Okay? For instance, I don't call my father by his first name, but I do cuss around my daddy because at this particular point, you lost those privileges to know me as your son when I was a child because you wasn't there. So now you get to see me as an adult male. Now, I don't go all out with the motherfuckers and carrying on. I'll do a little shit, a damn, a hell here and there. But Big Mama, I will reserve her, unless I done got mad. Okay? So, and my father understands that, okay? My mother, on the other hand, I don't cuss around mama at all. And if I do, she knows because I'm mad, and she got to calm me down. But here it is. When we have, these kids who feel as though they can call their parents by their first names, who feel as though they are contemporaries with their parents, who feel as though that because, they have been given responsibilities around the house. I know I was one of those kids to where I helped my mother raise my siblings, but mama didn't let me into her business. I did, but I didn't. I knew when her check was coming or whatever, but I didn't know what all she had to do because that there was not for me to know. You know what I'm saying? Mama took care of what business, and when she was sick and I had to do it, that's when I was able to keep up with what was going on or whatever, because I had to take care of certain things because mama was sick. So that was that. But most kids how many of y'all have seen these little houses? Mama get her food stamps today and then she gonna sell. They sit up there nickel and dime and you trying to sell your mama's food stamps so they can get a new pair of shoes. But mama got $600 in stamps today and she gonna sell 300 of them, so that's $150. So you get her the $150 and then she, just kids ain't supposed to be in that business like that. But we have a number of children who are. And so when you take that and then they try to go to school, and because they feel as though they so this way around the house, they feel they could be that way in the school because, hell, this is who they are. And then if it gets disrespectful or whatever, then they feel that they're supposed to lay hands on something or handle it. No. Mitch, you say that and the fact that they witness their parents checking the teachers. That's where it starts. Now, you know what, Mitch? Mitchell? Ha! Right there. Right motherfucking there. Okay? Because the parents give these kids carte blanche when they say, you don't put your hands, you don't talk to my child, you don't do nothing to him. If he do something wrong, you come and tell me. I don't want nobody. Y'all listen to, and they want to create a scene. All y'all motherfuckers up in here, listen to me and listen to me real good. If my child do something, don't none of you motherfuckers put your hands on them. You come and get me. And then when you're trying to call that bitch, she laid up some motherfucking where in her man's arms or on the stroll or taking whatever the fuck she doing because she ain't coming to care about her goddamn kids. And he knows that or she knows that and go cut a rug because she feel as though she can. Okay? Bullshit. Lies. Avery is up in here. Joseph done came back. Diamante is up in here. Jacqueline is up in here. Paris, hey, baby, you say these parents of today are so busy being their friend, sitting up, drinking and smoking with them, letting them cuss around them, and then they don't want the teachers to reprimand their kids. Ain't nobody hitting my kids but me, and I don't hit them because the police ain't coming to get me for these fucking kids. Okay, see, right, that catch-22 bullshit. Okay, okay. Essence, now, girl, you gonna make me holler. She said, now mama 16, grandmama 32, and big mama 48. Okay, girl. And I know a family like that. And I don't know them personally, but I know a family just like that, to where everybody's 16 years apart. How about that? Okay, how about that? Okay, how about that? Right. Okay, ridiculous. Isn't it ridiculous? And now, wait a minute. Now, let me go here. Let me say this, because I don't want it to seem as though I want to be insensitive. Because, see, back in the day of our grandmother's day and age of carrying on, that was a norm. Because a lot of the women back in that day and back in slavery times and you know, and developing times, the girls were getting married off at 14, 15, having babies at 16 and carrying on. So by the time they were 40-something, yeah, they were grandmamas and great-grandmamas. That was a normal thing at the time. But then the times were different because a lot of that was forced. Okay? A lot of that was forced, and it was cyclical. You know, it was cyclical. You know, it was because of the cycle and the mindset. Okay? However, at this particular time, what we have allowed that to do is become a norm. Okay? Because of what we have said society should be, you know, and for what we have said, you know, we've given these kids too many boundaries and carrying on, but not enough boundaries. That's it. We've given them too many liberties, is what I'm saying. Too many liberties and not enough boundaries, because when we relaxed them, they went and ran to the opposite end of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, we got a lot going on up in here. That, you know, it's like it done became an onion. So when you peel something back, it has another layer. So, you know, you got to keep peeling and peeling and peeling until we get down to that core. And a lot of times, a core may be that oftentimes a lot of them just don't know how to be loved. You know, they don't know how to love. They don't know what to do. A lot of them weren't ready to be mamas and things, so they don't know how to raise their kids. Okay, big mama's no longer in the house and carrying on. Nobody knows how to respect their elders these days. So, and then when the elders are trying to sit down there and be as young as the kids, what's there to respect? You know, hell, you come down here with your hot pants on like your goddamn granddaughter. Well, who you trying to catch, bitch? You 50. Your granddaughter is 16. What the fuck is you doing trying to date somebody that she finna go to fuck with? Don't make sense, because you still hot. Oh, I still got it. That's cute for an ego, but bitch, you supposed to be able to take that and girl, bad. A child can't do nothing for me but get on my nerves and spend my money faster than me because they always want something. I ain't got time for that. Okay? Parents, you say, well, it's a village. It takes a village to raise a child. All the village should be able to beat that ass if they see them doing something wrong. Yeah, you're right, honey. It does take a village, honey. But when the village has become the villain, do you trust it? Dear Mom just said, peeking in real quick. I'm at work. Honey, don't you get yourself in trouble. You can catch us in the archives, baby. But thanks for coming in. I love you, sweetness. I'll be home. I'm coming to Detroit February 21st. I'll be there for that weekend. Tony Hall has come up in here. Zyra Ross. Ross, bitch. Give it to me. Okay. They having babies at 10 years old now. Now, you know what? I can't fuck with that because I knew, you know, I used to work at Southwest Detroit Hospital when it was open in Detroit. And, honey, I was sitting down there, and it was a girl. She was 11 years old, but she was a big girl for 11. I was like, oh. But you could see in her face she was still a kid. And she had the baby on her chest and everything. This was back in 1988 because I had just started doing security work. I was 18. Oh my God. Damn, that was 31 years ago, child. The baby was brand new. Oh my God. That means, child. That means the baby 31. Shit. Okay. Wow. Okay. But I asked her, I said, oh, that's your little baby. I said, that's your little brother or sister? She said, no, first I said it was a boy or girl. She said it was a girl. I said, oh, I said, how cute you. I got your little sister with you. She said, oh, no, this is my baby. You know, I don't have a poker face, child. Everything in me just said, okay, where your mama at? Then when her mama come around the corner and look at every bit of, I was 18 at the time. So if she was 11, so that means I had her by 7 years. She's the same age as my sisters. Okay. So I was like, what? And then her mama come around the corner. Now, her mama was just barely older than me. Her mama had to have been about 23, 24. Maybe 26 at the oldest or whatever. I said, look at this, Jesus. Look at this. Okay? And, of course, she got her hair snatched back and she didn't care no walking because she the hottest thing since sliced bread or whatever. So, but the baby 31 now. How about that? Ooh. Tony, hey, how you doing? Zyra, you said you got to give the talk to them early. We always had to, darling. See, here is my rule, and this is how I was growing up. Kids get the talk when they start asking questions, okay? And if they don't ask questions, and you see their body started to develop, you got to give them the talk. I had to get my sister to do that with my niece. Because my niece started her cycle at 9 years old. So I was like, you got to tell her what that means, girl. And my sister was frustrated with that. She's like, but Meach, I said, I know, baby, I know. But sweetheart, you got to be the one to do this. Because she got to understand what this means now, honey. Because now, if something were to happen, God forbid, and thank God it didn't, she's able to produce children now. And that scared the hell out of my sister. Okay? It scared her. But at the same time, honey, she had to sit down there. That's just the real of it. That is the real of it. Oh, Mickey done came up in here. Hey, and Mickey, you say what? Yes, that is true. And the village needs to step up and raise the children and not be their friends. Yes, honey. Yes. I agree. Calvin is up in here. Okay, you laughing at me, Zyra. Okay. Essence, you say Big Mama rolling on 22 with a full weave. No, rolling on 22. Shut up. Okay. With the full weave and in the club twerking. What happened to the God-fearing Big Mama that brought directions to families? Honey, she died. That kind of Big Mama, honey, has died with that era. Because, see, now what has happened was a lot of us we don't want to be the bad guy. Okay? We don't want to sit down there and do to our kids what was done to us. Because my parents were so strict. Oh, my mama was so strict. I'll never be that kind of mama to my kids. And this, that, and the other. And there's a lot of people who feel as though that that's what it is. They don't want to have their kids on restrictions and carrying on. Then you got all these books telling you how to raise your damn kids. Well, your children need to have their own personality. You need to let them to develop into who they are. They're going to develop, but bitch, we got structure up in here. We have structure up in these four walls, honey, called my house. Okay? Now, my mother realized, honey, I have a mouth on me like her. My mother and I, we bumped heads a lot and carrying on. As she know, I cuss. But I knew not to be crazy to cuss at her. The fuck was that? Listen, I told you, I watched her beat my daddy's ass. And if I had stepped to her like I was some kind of grown-ass man, with the struggles and heartaches that my mother had to go through to make sure and my big ass was eating, oh, child, I was a food machine, child. Okay? Sitting up there, child, if it was nailed down, child, hell, I found a way to get the nail out if I wanted to eat it. Okay? And that there is what it is. So, I couldn't step to my mother like that. But I that's how I was raised, honey. I was raised to where I knew what my boundaries were. My mother gave us the freedom to express myself. But I always had to know where those boundaries were. And then it was out of sheer respect. That was my mama. See, I couldn't go to her like I would some bitch on the street. Because a bitch on the street was just that, a bitch on the street that I gave 2 cents less than a damn about. And see, as siblings, honey, my mother didn't play that we fought. Because you don't fight your siblings. This is your family. This is all you got. You don't fight like that. And so, like, when my brother and I, well, he's passed on now. When we would fight, I wouldn't fight him like I would fight somebody out on the street because that's my brother. I'd wrestle him down. I'd pop him a couple times, let him know I would whoop his ass. But we wouldn't fight on the street, to where I had to go grab something and really hurt him. That's not what we did. Okay? Because we wasn't taught that. That wasn't cool. That just was not cool. Okay? So, now we just don't have that. Okay? That part is just not there. The parents are not building the structure around their household. That's all. No. It's more than that. It's more than that. But Michelle, you done came up here in the camera. You say, what? Amen. So real. Steve, hey, baby, you done came up in here. Paris, you say, exactly. You said a mouthful. Steve, hey, is waving at me. Hey, Steve, hey, I'll wave back at you. Paris, you say, what you gonna get in this house is structure and respect. You better understand. Okay, you better understand that. So we said all that, and now looping all this back to these teachers. Okay? Looping all this back to these teachers and carrying on who have become the truant officers. They have become the judge, the jury, the prosecution. They have become the doctor, the family therapist, the psychiatrist. They have become Planned Parenthood. They have become, your lunch hour aid and things. They done became everything up in here, and they still get underpaid the way that they are. And now you want to tell a teacher who gonna have a little disrespectful ass student take a chair, a full desk, a desk. That boy picked that desk up, walked up to the front of the room, and threw that desk at that teacher. Child, man. Good evening. Good evening. Okay? That said, I'm finna whoop your ass all day. Did y'all remember on what was it? Not last year. It was like the year before. It was 16 or 17, where the bus driver knocked the shit out that girl, and everybody keep running to her, oh, that's a female. That's a female. And I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of all y'all that run to the defense of women talking about, oh, you ain't supposed to hit no girl like that. Again, if a bitch want to sit down here and step up and act like she want to go toe the motherfucking toe, oh, honey, it's on. Especially when I say, get off my nerve, leave me alone, this, that. The school bus driver, that girl sat up there, has been mouthing off, and then she got up, walked up to him, and spat on him. Oh, hell motherfucking yes! She was supposed to got her ass knocked off. He knocked the shit out of her, and he was supposed to. And everybody who disagree with me, kiss my ass, because I give 2 cents less than a goddamn. Because you knew what you were doing when you got up and made a conscious decision to walk up to that bus driver, canker up, hawk it, and on that man. No, that was supposed to be an ass whooping. It wasn't going to be no simple slap. No, bitch, no. You done invaded my space. I don't know what kind of cooties you motherfucking got. No, honey. No. Okay? Let me go back to the comments. Calvin, you say, what exactly? Family don't fight family. See? Kevin is back up in here. Zara, you say what? I get very upset when straight folks being irresponsible when it comes to sex, aren't even in a committed relationship, having kids, having kids like gremlins. She say, you know, if you drop them in water, if you drop water on one, they start reproducing in mass. Oh God, I can't fuck with that because that's too cute. Too many broken homes is where I get offended because I'm adopted. Oh, sweetheart. You know what? Now that's a whole nother issue because see, here comes another layer to that onion that I said. What if a lot of these kids who are acting out are coming from that system? What if some of them are in the system and feel as though that's their way of acting out? You know what I'm saying? Because of the hurt and the turmoil and things that they've gone through. Maybe they don't feel as though they've been... Remember I said that the core of that onion is love? Because a lot of them don't feel as though they're being loved or getting what they're supposed to have. Why did my mom and daddy leave me? And, you know, all of that, you know... Oh, wait, girl, you just made... Okay, girl. I understand that because, you know, for those who yearn for it, you yearn for it. And then you get somebody who got it, but they fuck it up. Or how about that? Parents who got kids but act like they never wanted them to begin with. And you got women and, you know, women and men who yearning to be mothers and fathers, and they can't produce or can't have kids or whatever. Or the adoption agency done got red tape on them because they single and they don't want single people to adopt. And that's they don't want gay folks to adopt and all that red tape. And it's just so sad when you got somebody who's looking to be loved and cared on, but they can't get it. And then you put them in these old stupid ass foster care systems for folks who only doing it for the money, ain't taking care of the kids, and then you let them fend for themselves. So that may be one of the possibilities of why we have some of the students who go off the way that they do. You know? Whew. Parents, you say, well, he would have ate that desk, child. Mm-hmm. If you have seen the footage, child, it might be up on Google. Go Google it. Atlanta teacher strikes kid. It might be up. Okay? Because it was in today's news. Kevin, good teaching. Oh, thank you, baby. Steve, you say, well, on and pop it. Aha, dig that. Mickey, you say, well, discipline begins at home, and parents need to step up. And in the schools, teachers need to step up and provide discipline in the classrooms. Well, you know what? That there is true. But here's the thing, honey. Because when you provide the discipline, see, now going back to earlier, when you get parents who want to stifle the teacher's hands and say what you can and cannot do to my kids and this, that, and the other. And then when it's not reinforced at home. See, we could sit down here and say we got discipline in school, but then there's no discipline at home. Or we got discipline at home, and because everybody's scared to discipline in the schools or whatever, or because the laws have changed, you get kids who try to break away because they're so strict at home and feel that they can let their hair down at school and want to be rebellious in school because they don't have to listen to those orders because they're not at home. You know what I'm saying? So that's a delicate balance in that. But you're right, though. The discipline needs to be in both places, and we need to have the parents and the teachers on the same page. Everybody got to be on one accord. Now, see, let's be thankful that paddling and corporal punishment is not in the school systems right now, although I think it should be, because I come from that era. But let's be thankful that it's not, because that would be a whole nother mess right about now. Parents, you say, well, remember that teacher beat that boy who attacked him like he was a nigga in the street a year or two ago, and they fired him, bad-mouthed him, and made sure he couldn't teach in that city ever again? Which city was that? I remember, I vaguely remember that, but I got to remember the city. Steve, you say all bets are off if you spit on me. I don't care who you are. That's an assault. Exactly. That's what, yeah. And they fired that the bus driver and carrying on. Oh, child, man. Paris, you say, well, spit on me and you ain't gonna have no teeth or taste buds. You ain't leaving with your teeth or taste buds. Okay, I heard that. Cal, you said, I thought the same thing. He should have beat her ass. See there? Okay. Zara Ross, I still believe in dating and then sex after marriage, but it's rare that the preacher's daughters get knocked up. But it's rare even the preacher's daughters get knocked up. Hello? Child, man. We ain't gonna even go there. See another part of that damn onion, honey. Okay, yeah, I'm laughing at your gremlins, child. Gremlins, okay. Oh, honey, I'm thinking about gremlins too, honey. When Gizmo, not Gizmo, what was his little Spike? I think it was. And Spike ran to the pool and jumped in the pool, and oh, child. Okay. Well, Zara, you say, well, I wish a bitch would hawk in my face. Okay, I'm going to have to ask the Lord for strength. Some of these badass kids have it coming in school. Yeah, I know. Nick, you said, well, yeah, parents should be held responsible and accountable. Of course, darling. Of course. Who else? Because a lot of folks are saying that the children can't be because you want to sit down there and put these little age restrictions on them. You know, and say, oh, well, that's a child. Oh, and a child don't know better. No, bitches, they calculated this shit. Look at the time when students will sit down there and calculate how to get a teacher in trouble for sexual harassment. Okay? Y'all saw that in the news. You see it when we were kids, that was always on the after school specials or in the you know, the TV programs and stuff we would watch. You know, the girls will sit down there and threaten the teacher. I'm going to tell them that you touched me and this and that if you don't give me an A. You know, this, that, and that. So they were very calculating and carrying on and things. And we don't take a lot of that into consideration. You know, we do not take a lot of that into consideration. And we need to look at this from a different standpoint. And I'm looking at it like this, too. If you're going to sit down there and tell a parent that a child's personality needs to develop, and you can't do this and can't do that, or you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that because the child is developing when they're 4, 5, and 6 years old. How in the hell do we go from that to where they don't know what the hell they're doing when they're 15, 16, 17, 18, they're an adult. But 15, 16, 17 years old when they're calculating shit. And this is the time of life, honey, where they're trying to be independent anyway. So how do we go from let their child develop their own personality and learn life and this, that, and other. Don't spank them and the blah, blah, blah. To where now they're 15, 16, 17, to where we don't, oh, you got to get in the benefit of that because they don't know what they're doing. That doesn't compute. That don't even make no motherfucking sense, especially when they can form sentences and have arguments and shit. That doesn't make sense. Okay? Doesn't make sense. Okay, you said the bus driver acted in self-defense because the child started the fight. Point blank. Point fucking blank. Okay. So let me switch gears, honey. I'm going to switch gears and go here. I'm going to make this my last point for the night. Okay. We just got over Super Bowl, honey. How many of y'all were happy with the Super Bowl results, honey? I didn't care because, child, I'm not a sports enthusiast like that, okay? I didn't care one way or the other. Okay, I was trying to get some of the free shit that they were giving out down here, but I wasn't in the right space at the right time or whatever and carrying on, so I didn't get the bags and all that, you know. I had to work, you know, here at the Donut Factory. We were doing 12-hour shifts and shit and things. We had a few celebrities come through, and I'm going to shout out Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele. Y'all know the comedy duo Key and Peele. I worked with Keegan Michael and I did our very first professional production together. We were in Detroit doing a play called Detroit Stories. It was back at the Detroit Repertory Theater, circa 1991. And that was both of our first professional gig, okay? And working with him, honey, I told him, I said, I know you when you had hair. He used to have hair down to his ass, okay? And it was so good to see him because I have been so proud of him and his accomplishments. He's gone on to do, to do this thing, honey, and it was wonderful. So I met him here at my place of employment. He was here in the hotel, and we were able to catch up. And I told him, I was your muse for all of your gay characters. He said, I have never voiced that. He said, but you damn right, because he used to imitate me all the time. And he used to imitate me away from the theater. And we would come to rehearsal or come to the show. And he was always telling me, he said, oh, my friends want to meet you. And I would meet his friends and go, oh, this is who you were talking about. And so I didn't know he was imitating me at the time. And folks would come up to me all the time and like, oh my God, he has you down to a T. Yeah, we used to do all that. So seeing him, and we got some actors here in Carino who were filming and things. So that was cute. Snoop was here, but I missed Snoop both. Every time he was leaving, I always missed. I had just walked away from the front desk or whatever. I missed him again. So Snoop was here. Steve Harvey was here. I didn't get a chance to meet him either. But yeah. So we got through the thing. Odell Beckham was here. He's so cute. Okay, he is fine, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's your name here, shorty? Okay, we had a number now because I don't know football, honey. I don't know, but it was a number of these little players, honey. Not the famous ones, but the ones that make the team. Child, oh, I know I love me a big old boy too. Oh God, Oh, tickle my fancy. But here's the thing about it. Controversy with Gladys Knight. The children, someone was sitting up there going about whether or not she should have sang and this, that, and the other. And as an old part of the older generation or whatever, she felt as though her doing this was part of the protest. It was like, listen, let's stand up for what we know is right. And my rendition of this, I hope, speaks to us and let us get on to, moving beyond that. I stand with Colin, but, we want to do this a different way. Okay. And I totally agree with her, and things of that nature. So, the halftime show, I didn't see the halftime show, but I heard it was boring as hell. Okay, those are the words that I heard. Now, I got to see it for myself because, number one is Maroon 5, and maybe not everybody was into Maroon 5 and carrying on. I like them, and I have to see exactly what it is that they did, Big Boy was also on the stage or whatever. So I'm like, okay, let's find out what's what. But they said there was no pizzazz there or whatever. So I know when I called my aunt's birthday was yesterday, and I called her late, and I said, oh, I didn't mean to call you so late, honey, but I'm at work, and I wanted to make sure your day didn't leave before you heard my voice. And so she said, yeah, I'm just sitting up here watching this game, honey. It was depressing. I said, oh my God. And everybody said this is the lowest scoring Super Bowl, honey, in the Super Bowl history. I said, child, bad. Okay. So my point is, all of this money that was spent on Super Bowl to put it together, we done built all these damn stadiums here, child. We had to get all these extra security. All of this. We had to bring in folks, other police officers from other counties and blah, blah, blah. All that kind of jazz. What is it that you think should have happened with the Super Bowl? I'm looking at it from this because somebody said something. One of my coworkers was like, Rihanna and who else? Somebody else had declined to do the Super Bowl. They went to her, she's like, no, because they were standing for Cap, okay? And so my coworker was like, child, you should have taken that money, honey, and put it into the community. You know, if you feel as though you want to stand up for the community or whatever, why didn't you come in and make that damn coin and then use the money and just take that money and put it into the community or whatever, you know, and use it that way. Then take their money and make their money work for the community. And I said, you know what, that's an interesting thought. That's very cute. I'd like that approach or whatever, you know. So that's what I'm saying to you with all the money that came through here, whatever, you know, what is it that, you know, should have been the T? You know, or are we just overthinking it? You know, is this one of those things to where it could, you know, you're hijacking the calls or whatever and just going, you know, just make a call out of something and just want somebody to do something just for the sake of doing it, you know, and without no meaning behind it? What's your thoughts on that? Let me go to some of these comments, y'all. Y'all commenting and things, and okay, let me see. I'm going back. Zyra, you say, well, I was taught not to cuss. Stay home, take a bath, eat dinner, get on to homework, and then to bed and repeat. My mother would get the switch if the report card had an N for need improvement. You know what? There was no such thing as N's. There was no such things as I's for incompletes. And Demetrius knew not to bring home a C. There was no such, because my mother always, you are never average. Okay, and that means if you consider yourself to be average, you're not applying yourself, honey. You will achieve. That was always my mother's saying, honey. Education is everything, honey, in our household, and not just books. Because shit, I was one who didn't like to get out into the streets or whatever, to go play or whatever, because I thought I was too grown. And at that time, I was helping her with my brother and sisters at the time. So, you know, when she was home and didn't have nothing to do here, shit, she didn't need me to step in. But I felt as though, those are the children, honey. I'm going to sit here. And because I felt I was too sophisticated to be with the kids. The hell, I'm helping them help raising them. But I had to go out there to learn how to interact in the streets, you know. Having book smarts was one thing, but I had no street smarts or whatever, how to navigate myself through. And so I had to learn how to do that. You know, learn, you know, folks trying to cheat you out your money and all that bullshit. And, you know, I don't think I mastered that here at 49. But I'm good at it. But, you know, so there was no such thing as incomplete child and all that kind of stuff. Joe done came up in here, hey, baby. Steve, you say, what worst Super Bowl ever? Mickey, you say, honey, if I was to do that, my parents would beat the brakes off of my ass. Okay, well, honey, see. Zyra, you say, that Super Bowl was a mess. The only hot thing was Adam taking off his shirt. Now, I heard he did that and showed his tattoos, child. Okay, Steve, you done put the scary face up there. Mickey, you say, well, I don't care about the Super Bowl. And when I saw that the Rams were down, I went to sleep. Okay. Zyra, you say, Gladys Knight looked so stunning, a true empress, taking her time singing the anthem. Yes, wasn't that lovely? I enjoyed it. Mickey, you say, yes, Gladys looked so gorgeous to be in her 70s and sang it so well. Yes, Gladys will be 75 this year. Yeah. She and Patti LaBelle they're 4 days apart. Patty's birthday is May 24th. Gladys' birthday is May 28th. And they'll be the same age. They'll both be 75 years old this year. Didn't she sound absolutely phenomenal? She did that. How did you say, well, what you finna say? You finna say something stupid. Gladys is too old to be protesting. Do your gig, get your check, and pick up your prescription for Walgreens. You know what? Fuck you. Leave Gladys alone. Her protest was her singing. Leave the... Go get your pressure pills. Okay. Go get your prescription done on them glasses, girl, or whatever. You so stupid. You leave Gladys alone. You know, the older children, honey, they could still protest it, but they don't do it like the kids do it now. They do it a little differently. They have a little smarts about them and carrying on. You know, but she was saying that, you know, she was beyond that. It was, and folks was like, they were trying to give you know, little shade because she accepted the gig. I was like, well, hell, she's from Atlanta. And, they were trying, now here's the thing, they were trying to correct the whole thing of them not using an Atlanta act at the Super Bowl. But from what I'm understanding, when they were asking folks to do it, a lot of folks had backed away because they was trying to stand with Cap and this, that, and the other. Okay, I got it. Well, now that you got the Maroon 5 kids up here, why you mad? But at the same time, from what I'm understanding, that they didn't ask any Atlanta-born children to come because that could have cut down on their budget. They already here, so you ain't got to pay for airfare, hotel, and all that kind of shit. Blah, blah, blah. So, honey, that's just what the word is. I'm not sure what part of those are true, but yeah. Then you say, well, people were protesting, and rightfully so. It killed the momentum of the event, and it's a well-deserved backlash to those racist heads of the NFL with their lack of empathy. Okay, I feel you on that, and I can see that actually. How did you say blacks don't have a community? The buildings and services are owned by whites. And so at the end of the day, you're giving money back to the whites, fake nonprofit and programs to care about you less. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Now, you said programs, and I'm saying, build the community, okay? Put it back where the kids are. And if we don't have a community, hell, take it to the ghettos then, because shit, that's what everybody want to call the community. A lot of people want to sit down there and say that, hell, part of that is our fault, and you know that, because we want to glamorize the ghetto. Everybody thinks that, you're supposed to be from the hood, and that the hood is supposed to represent black culture or whatever. And we all know that's a bunch of shit. But we have accepted that to be a narrative, and we have accepted that to define the parameters of what the community should be. Because if anybody go outside of being hood, they consider it to be fake or whatever. And then if they got too much money, then you gonna blame them and want to be with the white children anyway. So how can, then you want to sit up there and say, well, you ain't keeping it real, you ain't 100% black. Well, how in the fuck am I going to be 100% black? Because when I try to give you my motherfucking money, you want to tell me that I'm a sellout. Or whatever the case may be. So what is it that we ought to do that's going to help us put the money back into our own communities or whatever? Because for those who got it, they can. But just like you said, honey, if they're doing it into a program, or we feel as though blacks don't have a community, then why are we running and spinning our wheels? See? Or is that the thing? Is that the program? Is that the system to have us running and spinning our wheels and carrying on to where nothing gets done? Okay, I need to take a sip. Okay, I got so dry right there, child. Oh. Okay, Ron came up in there. Hey, Ron, how you doing? All right. Okay, how did you say what the problem? Young folks don't understand somebody got to do it. Gladys singing. If you want to stand with Cap, get politically wise to replace our issues. Okay, and what do you mean replace our issues? Or do you mean replace? Okay, and then I still have to have folks that we have to really sit down and to define our issues specifically. I've been saying this and for a long time. I know one issue that I know is specifically ours is about our business development. And I need to find out. I have not seen this in writing yet, although I'm told it's a folklore, but everybody swears by it, that when blacks build businesses or whatever, it's something with these taxes. And blacks are overtaxed or whatever, and oftentimes it's their taxes and their paperwork and stuff that eat them up. And so, the businesses fail and this, that, and the other. So I know understanding black business and black entrepreneurship and building business is something that is specific to us and one of our needs, because we don't have our own. A lot of us don't have our own. And then we have allowed the hustle to be the business. You know, we got a hustle going on, and most of the time it's the illegal hustle, because though I benefit from the bootleg, man, honey, a bootleg business ain't no business, child. Shit, that's stealing. Okay, David done came up in here. Hey, baby, how are you? Okay. So you know, so we have allowed for the underworld and the underbelly of the hustle to be legitimized. Okay, here you got your weed man and carrying on and this, that, and the other, and things that we have allowed that to be. Okay, the thing. Now, for those states who got, you know, medicinal marijuana carrying on, for those of you who got your marijuana cards, shit, you can sit down there and get it all day, you know, and things that you can buy and carry it on. And then here's the thing: if you sit down there, you can go buy it for your folk, you know, and things. So that there can get that out of the way. But we have to really break that down and get into it, you know. David just said, I'm good. Okay, good. Have mercy, David. All right. He said, I'm good. Okay. How did you say, well, police brutality murder can't be magically solved with a knee on Sunday? Okay, now see, here you go. Ain't nobody said it's going to be solved. What is, okay, God damn it, Haji. Sometimes I don't understand where you, what is it that you feel should be done? Let me ask that question, because see, before I say something, let me hear where you at. Because the idea was to start the protest, to get the conversation started. Now, are you saying, where do we go from here now that we got the conversation started, or what? Because see, now, because that statement just sounded, it's a fucking criticism. And so if you're going to criticize it, what is your solution to on the other hand of it? David, you say, well, I do have my own business. Okay, wonderful, darling, wonderful. Now, see, as an entrepreneur, see, now here it is. You have your own business. And so now what are you doing to get it to grow? How are you taking this particular thing and making it so you can grow as a business to where you're able to hire other people and then get the economy going for you, and you know, that whole kind of thing, to where you now become not only I have my own business, but now I am part of the evolution of the economy. You see what I'm saying? Because oftentimes folks will say, I have my own business, like I'm starting with my oils and carrying on. So the question becomes, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to become my own perfume store to where I sell oils and you know, get elaborate with it or whatever? Where is it that I want to take it? So we have to sit down there and develop it so that it doesn't become it just doesn't become a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Because having a hustle is cute. But I think the goal for us as entrepreneurs is to be in business for ourselves so we can make our own coin, you know, and then have our own empowerment. See, one of the things about it that I'm learning, and it's sad that it got me here at 49 to learn it, or to get in depth with it, and that is that we need our own economic and political power in order to be taken seriously. Y'all gonna hear me say this every time, most of the time when I do these little videos, because we have to grow. In order for us to be taken seriously, that's what we need in order for us to be considered at the table. And then sometimes we may not even be at the table. We may have to sit up there and have our own restaurant and have our own do-our-ditties so that, you know, we can be a force to be reckoned with. And until we get our economic power together, honey, they don't give a damn about what it is. Because right now we're just consumers. As long as they can take our money, they don't give a damn, because shit, hell, we spending our money. But if we give something back, and where there's an even exchange, that we have power, we could be leveraged, and then they have to see us as contemporaries at the very least. Okay. Let's see. How do you say black businesses beaten out with codes as health violations that are beyond passive with other cultures who set up in black communities? Now that's what I'm talking about. A lot of that is what I'm hearing. You know, Davies, I must admit, I'm working on that. I don't do hustles. Okay. Let's see. How did you say? Well, that conversation been going on since the '60s. The problem fails in the lap of the mayor. If a sheriff murders, if a sheriff murders, you fight your governor. Okay, so now here we go. So now it's like, okay, understanding where to put the fight, because from what I'm hearing from this is that oftentimes we're not fighting the right people, which I get that all day, because I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it, child. Why in the hell you tearing up your own neighborhoods because you mad? Bitch, your own neighborhood didn't do shit. If you were mad at the white cop, why ain't you at the white cop's neighborhood or fucking up his car or something? Why you got to sit down here and get Mayleen's car over here? Maylene is your cleaner. So, honey, she's up there trying to clean your clothes. Okay, you went to go bash her shit in. Okay, y'all was mad at the police. Why ain't y'all down at the police station beating up y'all didn't throw no rocks or nothing in the police cars. Y'all ain't tearing them windows out. Y'all instead you sitting up here tearing out Joe Blow's next door. That doesn't make sense. So, okay, I get that. I get that all day. I get it. So now the question becomes, where do we go from here? I'm going to start to wrap this up. I'm going to leave that question out there for y'all to ponder and to keep this conversation going, because I got to get some things done up in here. I didn't think I was going to be talking this long, Chad, huh? But y'all done fired it up, baby. Okay? Okay, this is Arnold Palmer. I got some tea and lemonade up in here. Yeah. So yeah, I got to get on some water because I got to flush my system and get it together, and then work on my skin. My skin ain't looking as cute as I like for it to look. So I got to get the water together. So in any event, that there is where we are. So I'm going to leave that on the table right now, honey. The money that came from the Super Bowl and things, honey, those who I hope those of you who bet on the winning team that you get your coin, honey. For those of you who bet and you lost, child, well, you win some, you lose some sometime, honey. Okay. So having said all that, if you had your crumpets, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea right here with Big Meach, honey. If you love me, tell a friend, honey. If you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this, one way, shape, style, form, of fashion, honey, everything that I am doing, what will move forward? Yes, it will. Okay, you can always catch this in the archives. I'm going to make sure that it goes. We're going to put this up on YouTube and things as well, so that you can be able to share this with others. Take and share this and like it and do all what you feel you need to do with it. And we're going to go from there. This is another installment of the Donut Factory Commentaries, darling, with yours truly, Big Meach. Until the next time, I will talk with you guys again soon. Ha.